I was thinking about something the other day, something we do every single day, probably dozens of times, but we rarely stop to think about how terrifying it actually is.
Let me guess. Public speaking?
Close, but no. I'm talking about meeting someone for the first time. That exact moment when you walk up to a stranger, open your mouth, and try not to look foolish. It sounds so simple, right? Just saying hello. But why does it feel like a high stakes exam sometimes?
Oh, absolutely. It's deceptive. We think of a greeting as just a word, hi, hello, hey, but it's actually this incredibly complex social dance. And the reason it feels like a high stakes exam is because biologically and psychologically, it is one.
An exam? That makes me feel even more nervous.
Think about it. Research suggests that people form a solid impression of you within the first 7 seconds of meeting you. 7 seconds. In that tiny window, they decide if you are trustworthy, if you are confident, and if they want to keep talking to you. You haven't even finished a sentence yet, and the verdict is already in.
7 seconds. That is a lot of pressure. So, if I mess up the hello, am I doomed?
Not doomed, but you are definitely playing catch up. The greeting is the foundation. If the foundation is cracked, it's hard to build a house on top of it. But here is the good news. Because it happens so fast, it's not really about the complex words you use. It's about the energy you bring.
Okay, so let's break this down. If it's not about the words, what is it? Because when I meet someone new, I'm usually panicking about what to say. Do I say good morning? Is hi too casual? Do I ask, how are you? Immediately?
That's the trap everyone falls into. We overthink the script, but 90% of a first greeting is nonverbal. It's what your body is doing while your mouth is moving. Let's start with the most basic one, the eyes.
Eye contact. The classic advice.
Right, but it's subtle. Have you ever heard of the eyebrow flash?
The eyebrow flash? Is that a dance move?
It sounds like one, but no. It's a universal human signal. When we see someone we recognize or someone we want to be friendly with, we instinctively raise our eyebrows for a split second. It opens the eyes. It signals, I see you, and I am not a threat. If you walk up to someone with a flat, frozen face, their primitive brain goes, warning, danger. But a quick eyebrow flash and a smile, it disarms them immediately.
So, before I even say a word, I need to make sure my face is saying, I come in peace.
Exactly. And then comes the physical contact, usually the handshake.
Oh, the handshake. This is where things get awkward. Too weak, and you seem like you don't care. Too strong, and you're hurting them. Is there a magic formula here?
There is actually a Goldilocks zone for handshakes. Not too hard, not too soft. But the biggest mistake isn't the grip strength, it's the timing and the texture. Nobody wants a damp hand, obviously. But the real secret is web-to-web contact. You want the web of your thumb to touch the web of their thumb. If you grab just the fingers, it feels dismissive. If you go too deep, it feels aggressive.
Web to web. I'm going to remember that. But what about the awkwardness of, the hug versus handshake moment? That happens to me all the time. I go for a handshake, they go for a hug, and we end up doing this weird dance.
The awkward waltz. We've all been there. That usually happens when the relationship status is unclear. In a professional setting, stick to the handshake. It's the safest bet. But if you are unsure, watch their body language as you approach. If their arms are opening wide, prepare for a hug. If one hand is coming forward like a spear, stick to the handshake. The key is to commit. If you hesitate halfway, that's when the awkwardness happens.
Confidence is key, even if you're wrong. I like that. Okay, so we've done the eyebrows, we've survived the handshake. Now we have to actually speak. The standard is usually, hi, I'm name, nice to meet you.
Simple, classic, effective. But here is the problem A. What happens 5 seconds after that?
I forget their name. Instantly. It goes in one ear and out the other.
Exactly. And that is the biggest tragedy of the first greeting. A person's name is, to them, the sweetest sound in any language. When you forget it immediately, You break that connection we just built.
Why does that happen? Am I just a bad listener?
No, you're just a busy human. During a greeting, your brain is multitasking. You're thinking about your handshake, your posture, your smile, and what you're going to say next. You aren't listening because you are performing. To fix this, you have to be intentional. When they say their name, don't just nod. Repeat it back to them.
So if they say, I'm Brian, I should say,
Nice to meet you, Brian. Saying it out loud locks it into your memory. It forces your brain to stop performing and start listening. Plus, it makes the other person feel validated. It shows you are actually present in the moment.
that is such a simple trick, but I can see how powerful it is. Okay, so we've got the name. Now we enter the danger zone, the small talk, the dreaded, so what do you do? Or how about this weather? Is there a way to do this without being boring?
The danger zone is a great way to put it. The mistake people make here is asking closed questions. Questions that have a one-word answer. How are you? Gets you good. Nice weather? Gets you, yeah, conversation dead.
It hits a wall.
Right. If you want to be memorable, you need to ask open-ended questions that invite a story. Instead of, what do you do? Try, what are you working on these days that excites you?
Oh, I like that. It's positive.
Or, if you are at an event, instead of, do you like the food? Ask, how do you know the host? It creates a bridge between you and them. You are looking for common ground. The goal of the first conversation isn't to exchange facts. It's to find a shared reality.
A shared reality. That sounds deep.
It is deep. Think about it. We are social animals. For thousands of years, meeting a stranger could mean life or death. Are they a friend? Are they an enemy? Today, we don't worry about spears. We worry about social rejection. But the instinct is the same. We are looking for safety. When you greet someone warmly, remember their name and ask them a real question. You are telling their brain, you are safe with me.
That really changes the perspective. It's not just about manners. It's about making the other person feel safe.
Precisely. And let's talk about tone for a second. Simple English is great, but simple doesn't mean monotone. You can say hello in a way that sounds like go away, and you can say hello in a way that sounds like you are the best thing that happened to me today.
It's the music of the voice.
Yes, we often match the energy of the person we are meeting. But if you want to be a master of greetings, try to be slightly more positive than the room. Not crazy, high-energy game show host positive. Just warm. Imagine you are greeting an old friend you haven't seen in a while. That creates a Duchenne smile, a genuine smile that reaches your eyes.
Fake it till you make it.
In a way, but it's more like project it until you feel it. If you act happy to see someone, you often become happy to see them. It's a feedback loop.
I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier, cultural differences. Because we live in a global world now, I might be greeting someone from Japan or Brazil or Germany. The rules change, don't they?
Drastically. And this is where simple English helps. But simple observation helps more. In some cultures, eye contact is respectful. In others, too much eye contact is aggressive, rude. In Brazil, you might get a kiss on the cheek. In Japan, a bow.
So, how do I avoid offending someone if I don't know their culture?
Mirroring. It's the ultimate safety net. Wait just a split second to see what they do. If they bow, you bow. If they lean in, you lean in. It shows respect. It says, I am willing to play by your rules. It's a form of empathy.
That's a relief. I don't have to memorize a guidebook for every country. I just have to pay attention.
Attention is the rarest currency we have. Giving someone your full attention during a greeting is the greatest compliment you can give.
You know, talking about all this, it makes me realize how many opportunities I've probably missed just by being on autopilot. I mumble a hello, I look at my phone, I forget their name. I'm basically telling them they don't matter.
We all do it. We are busy. But think about the cost. Every great friendship, every business partnership, every romance, they all started with a greeting. That first hello was the key that opened the door. If the key doesn't work, the door stays locked.
That's a powerful image. The key to the door.
And it's free. It costs you nothing to smile. It costs nothing to stand up straight. It costs nothing to repeat a name. But the return on investment is huge.
So, if our listeners want to try one thing today, just one small change to their greeting style, what should it be?
Pause. Just a 1-second pause.
A pause?
Yes. When you meet someone, before you rush into the "Hi, how are you" routine, just stop for 1 second. Look at them. Take them in. Smile. And then speak. That 1 second of silence creates presence. It tells them, I am stopping my world to acknowledge you. It turns a mechanical interaction into a human moment.
I love that. It slows down the chaos.
Exactly. In a world that is moving so fast, being the person who slows down to say a real hello makes you stand out. You become the person people want to be around.
It's funny, we started this conversation talking about anxiety and fear and the 7-second exam, but now it feels less like a test and more like an opportunity.
That's the shift. It's not a test of your worth. It's an opportunity to offer value to someone else, to make them feel seen. Once you realize it's about them, not you, the anxiety disappears.
That is the secret, isn't it? Get out of your own head.
Get out of your head and get into the moment. The best greetings aren't perfect. They are present.
Well, B, I have to say this has been incredibly enlightening. I'm definitely going to work on my eyebrow flash in the mirror tonight.
Laughs. Just don't overdo it, or you'll look crazy. Keep it natural.
I'll try my best. Thank you for breaking this down for us. It's amazing how much depth there is in such a simple act.
My pleasure. It's the simple things that matter most.
And to everyone listening, think about the next person you meet today. Whether it's a barista, a colleague, or a stranger on the bus, you have 7 seconds to make an impact. You have a chance to make someone feel seen. So take a breath, find that smile, and make that hello count. You never know where it might lead. Thanks for listening.
Goodbye, everyone. Make it a good one.